The average adult makes roughly 35,000 decisions per day, and research on decision fatigue shows that self-control, judgment, and willpower all degrade as the count climbs. Every yes you give to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. Baumeister's ego depletion studies and vast follow-up work demonstrate that saying no is not rude or selfish. It is the single most protective cognitive habit you can build. People who practice it measurably outperform people who don't on focus, mood, and long-term goal pursuit. Every yes to a low-value request is a silent no to your highest priorities. Saying no is not a character flaw. It is a trained cognitive skill that protects willpower, focus, and long-term goals. People pleasers are not kinder. They are more depleted. Assertiveness without aggression is the behavior pattern that correlates with the best outcomes in life and leadership. Today's evidence comes from Roy Baumeister's foundational ego depletion studies in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, Kathleen Vass research demonstrating that making choices impairs subsequent self-control, Daniel Ames, and Francis Flynn's landmark JPSP paper on the curvilinear link between assertiveness and leadership, and Julie Exline's work on people-pleasing and the measurable cost of compulsive yes-saying. Roy Baumeister's 1998 study randomly assigned participants to either exert self-control, resisting freshly baked cookies in favor of radishes, or to an easy control task. The self-control group then gave up on a difficult puzzle more than twice as fast as the controls. The findings spawned decades of research confirming that self-control, decision-making, and willpower all draw from a shared and limited cognitive resource. Every unnecessary yes you process during the day chips away at the capacity you have left for what actually matters. 4 cost categories show up when you fail to build the habit of saying no. Decision fatigue degrades every subsequent judgment. Judges grant parole at the start of a session and deny it by the afternoon. Resentment accumulates toward the people you could not say no to. Identity erodes because your calendar stops reflecting your actual values. And opportunity cost compounds. Every yes to something small is a no to something that could have mattered. Daniel Ames and Francis Flynn's 2007 JPSP paper tested how assertiveness, including the willingness to say no, relates to leadership effectiveness. They found a curvilinear relationship. Both too little and too much assertiveness damaged outcomes, but the middle band of calm, direct no-saying predicted the highest ratings of leadership, trust, and results. The data is unambiguous. The people rated most effective are not the most agreeable. They are the most clearly assertive without aggression. For measurable dimensions, separate people who practice the no habit from people who don't. Self-reported willpower reserves at end of day are substantially higher. Judgment quality on hard decisions remains stable rather than collapsing into afternoon defaults. Resentment and burnout markers are dramatically lower. And long-term goal achievement, the true test, is meaningfully higher among people who say no deliberately and calmly. The most widespread boundary myth is that saying no is selfish or hurts relationships. The evidence points the opposite direction. Exline's research on people-pleasing shows that chronic yes-saying produces more resentment, more burnout, and worse relationships, not better ones. People consistently overestimate how much others are bothered by a calm, direct no. A clean no protects the relationship because it replaces a reluctant yes with honest capacity. 3 steps to convert no-saying from a painful event into a trained habit. First, define your yes criteria in advance, the few things important enough to deserve your attention. Second, use a script, a short, calm, non-apologetic no you can deploy without deliberation. Third, add a 24-hour buffer between any request and your answer, because decision quality rises sharply when you are not saying yes under time pressure. 5 practical moves to install the no habit this week. Write your yes criteria on a single index card. Memorize a 2-sentence no script. Default to a 24-hour buffer on every new request. Audit last week's yeses and mark which ones you would not have given with a buffer. And review every Sunday. Look at the past week's yeses and notice which ones drained you versus fueled you. 3 if-then plans that lock the no habit into daily life. When someone asks for your time in the moment, respond with "let me check my calendar and come back to you tomorrow." Never a same-day yes. If a request falls outside your yes criteria, send the calm no script without apology or explanation. And when you feel the pull of people-pleasing rising in your chest, pause, breathe, and remember a reluctant yes costs more than a clean no. Saying no is not a character trait. It is a habit, and habits are trainable. Ego depletion research proves that willpower and decision quality are limited resources, and every unnecessary yes drains the pool. Assertiveness without aggression predicts the best outcomes in work and relationships. Define your yes criteria, use a short no script, add a 24-hour buffer, and audit weekly. A clean no is one of the most protective cognitive habits you can build. Subscribe to Habits, backed by science, for weekly peer-reviewed research applied to the habits that directly improve how you think, feel, and perform. Before you close this video, pick one reluctant yes on your calendar this week and send the no script. Thanks for thinking of me. I'm not able to take this on right now. That single clean no is evidence for the identity you are building. The calendar starts reflecting your values the moment you start saying no.